Now imagine the suit suddenly loses pressure. This is where Hollywood gets it wrong. Your body would not suddenly explode, and you wouldn't instantly freeze. But the loss of pressure creates a serious emergency. In near-vacuum conditions, water and exposed moist tissues can begin to vaporize. And at the same time, there's another enormous problem. You can't breathe normally without an oxygen supply. Here's another movie myth. You wouldn't instantly turn into an ice cube. Space is extremely cold in some conditions, but heat doesn't leave your body the same way it does through air on Earth. And sunlight creates another problem. One side can be exposed to intense solar heating, while the other faces deep space. That's why spacesuits need multiple protective layers and thermal control systems.
It even has systems for communication and cooling. Without all of these working together, an astronaut couldn't survive outside the spacecraft.
So when you see an astronaut floating in space, remember, they're carrying a life support system with them.
The truth is completely different from what Hollywood shows. And that's just the beginning. Because space can change your body in ways you probably never imagined. Now let's go inside the spacecraft. On Earth, your brain constantly knows which way is up because gravity pulls on your body. In microgravity, that familiar signal changes. Your inner ear and brain have to adapt to this strange environment. That's one reason astronauts can experience space motion sickness when they first arrive. Imagine waking up, opening your eyes, and realizing there is no floor.
So how do astronauts sleep in space? They don't lie on a normal bed. Instead, astronauts usually sleep inside a sleeping bag that's attached to a wall or another surface. Without gravity pulling them down, they can sleep in almost any orientation. But sleeping in space isn't simply about floating around. Astronauts follow carefully planned schedules and use lighting and daily routines to help maintain a regular sleep cycle. Imagine waking up and having absolutely no idea which direction you're facing. Now here's where space starts changing the human body. On Earth, your muscles are constantly working against gravity. Even standing up is exercise for your body. But in microgravity, that workload becomes much smaller. Over time, muscles can weaken, and bones can also lose density. That's why astronauts exercise for roughly 2 hours a day during space missions to help fight these effects. Imagine spending months in space and having to exercise every day just to keep your body ready for Earth.
Wait, we haven't finished yet. What happens to astronauts' bones, body fluids, food, and even the space toilet? That's coming in part 2. Subscribe to Info Daily 0311 so you don't miss it.